And let's have the next 5 prepare to line up, please.
Hi, my name is Donna. I've been in the hotel business before. I've been in the inn business, and now I'm in the apartment business. And my apartments are on Porter Avenue, very close to your Grand Hotel. I don't feel very sorry for you, and I certainly don't think you're impeccable. I think having arrests come out of your hotel 60 times is pretty horrible. And you know that. So I'm really confused why you haven't cleaned your hotel up. You've left it this way. All these arrests are going on in your hotel and out in your parking lots. These poor children are being abused, got narcotics, drugs, everything, guns. What's wrong with you? I don't care about your charitable givings. I care about the community. And we have a lot of crime going on over in my area, and I'm not very happy about it. So I'm here to say today, I think your place should definitely be closed. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please. I'm sorry, sir. What number are you, sir?
Oh.
Just trying to get my place.
37. Is there
37. Ma'am, I saw you walking up. Were you 30? Sorry? Okay, thank you. Sorry, sir. Please proceed.
All right, thank you. My name is Joe Imbriano. I'm also a candidate for Fullerton City Council in the fall. I'm going to say that right now. This hotel has a solution. That stack of boxes right there could reach the ceiling if we aimed the police department at downtown Fullerton's bars. I looked over this list. Every single thing on that list, arrestable offense, citable offenses, are taking place every night in downtown Fullerton. That's a fact. Now, it's possible that this gentleman here is in over his head and maybe he didn't make some good decisions. But I will tell you that if we're going to put his business under the same scrutiny if we put those bars under the same scrutiny his business is being put under, all those bars would have been closed down 5 years ago. The solution here is not to take this man's business away and to put his business on the block for possibly development or expansion of a neighboring business. The solution here is not to continue exercising the police department's resources for things that are happening all over the community. People come home from the bars, people come home from work, they've got to live somewhere. And when the microscope is on an individual's business, you're going to find all the bad stuff, you're going to see all the bad stuff. But I'm here to tell you that that's not the only place it's going on in, but from what I can see, it certainly is a lot of focus of the police department. The solution to this problem is to turn that hotel into a police substation. If we want to have a solution to this man's business staying, and the people living there staying, and the police department having control over the situation, put an officer there as a police substation for West Fullerton. That is a very simple solution to this problem. Let's try that first. Let's not destroy and confiscate this man's business. Obviously, he has a family. He obviously is concerned right now. Obviously, he realizes maybe he's crossed the line. But you know what? I feel the police department has too. Because in looking at this and in my dealings with the police department and my understanding of how the police department in Fullerton works based on what I witnessed with Kelly Thomas and all the ordeal that ensued after that, I don't trust the police department. So I think what we need to do here is just deal with reality, because that stack of boxes actually could fill the whole room since the restaurant overlay district was implemented by this city council. So let's get real.
30 seconds.
Thank you. Let's get real about what's going on here. Let's put the spotlight on all the sinners, not just this gentleman, okay? We got liquor flowing downtown, 10,000 kids walking around on drugs, with weapons, jacked up on coke, meth, weed, you name it. Downtown is awash in this stuff, and guess where they go to crash? Somebody's house or his place. You know what? I don't see the cops in everybody's neighborhood. I live up off of Dorothy and off of Kroger. They're up there smoking dope every night. I'm not calling. Maybe they're showing up at his place because somebody don't like him and they are calling. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next speaker, please. I'm sorry. We've just been calling them in batches of 5, so perhaps that one speaker is out of order. All right.
suggestion.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Denise Katota, and I actually live in the neighborhood right across from the Grand Inn, and we lived there for 7.5 years, and we had a friend that lived in the Grand Inn for almost a year, I would say, that attended our church, and he expressed to us that he hated living there because he had access to all kinds of illegal drugs. If anybody ever wanted drugs, then that's where he could have access to any of it there. And after reading all the reports and things that the police officers have, responded or found in cars of people who stayed at the Grand Inn, or people who are in rooms of people who stayed at the Grand Inn, I have small children, and I don't want that around where I live, and I don't feel safe, when I see people coming down the street that I can noticeably tell that they're on drugs. Not to say that everyone necessarily that's in our neighborhood that looks like they're under the influence of something may necessarily be coming from the Grand Inn, but based on the reports from, the police department and calls that they've gotten, a lot of it is. And I really don't think that I don't think that this is necessarily an attack on the owners, like, personally, on their character. It's more of what's going on at their business, and the safety of the children and the neighbors around. And it really disgusts me about things that I've heard that have gone on there and people that I've seen around there. And so I definitely think it should be closed, and it's not necessarily regarding, a personal attack of the owners, but just that we shouldn't have that kind of stuff in our neighborhood, especially when there's a junior high right across the street, an elementary school right there, and there's kids that go to the businesses directly across from the Grand Inn every single day. There's all kinds of kids from that Nicholas Junior High that go to Starbucks, that go to the, restaurants right there, all the eating places, and they shouldn't be around that. They could have access to it too. And is that what we wanna give to our children, is access to all these illegal drugs and various things that are going on there? So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Hi, my name is Adriana, and I live in an apartment, and I live across the street. And I've been hearing all that the speakers, and obviously there's some they're together, they're with them. They agree. They're just trying to help them. And there's in another side, there's a lot of crimes going around, and I haven't heard anything positive from the owner of the hotel that they're trying to help the community to have safety community. I haven't heard anything from no one. Actually, what I hear is some of the speakers said the police and the community try to give them suggestions to how to improve, and they refuse to do that. So what kind of a good business is that? If they're trying to keep the business, how can they work out together? So if they're refusing what you're trying to, the suggestions. So that to me, that means they're not helping. They don't want to work out. Because if they don't want to try to work together, you're not willing to work with the community, with the police. So how can you improve your business? Because there's a lot of crimes going around. I know there's other people that are saying a lot of good things, but in another way, how can you run the business if you're not willing to work together with the community? Because what I see, it's a lot of crimes going around, and that affecting not just my family, a lot of families, maybe in another way, nothing getting affected, but what's going on the side that is the people is getting affected. How can you help us? How can you improve? How can you, as a business, how can you do better to keep your business? Can you stop? But what I see is you're refusing to clear what is going on. And then this is not happened a month ago. So I guess it's for a while, and then you haven't tried to help. That's what I see. So how can you try to keep your business? That's what I don't understand. That's all I want to say.
Thank you. Next speaker, please. Gladys, do you know what number we're on right now?
Should be 29.
Sir, is our Number correct?
No, 33. Who's got it?
Do we have any numbers before that? Okay. We're on 33.
All right. Thank you. My name is Kevin French. I'm a homeowner on West Porter. I live right near Basque. I've only lived in Fullerton since July. Previous to that, I lived in Van Nuys. It's definitely Fullerton's a step up. I came from Chicago, the burger capital of our country. Again, a step up. I have 2 little girls, and I live next to another family has 3 little girls. And we were at the town hall that Chief Hughes had, and I can't say that I know how many of these allegations or charges are absolutely correct, but something seems to have been going on. That's not, whether that's happened or not, something is going on, and this isn't a personal thing. This isn't about certain people or you personally not wanting to do something, but to go back to something that someone said earlier, this is about safety. Safety of my kids. I live in a place where they can play in the neighborhood now. We didn't have that before, and I want to ensure that that continues to happen. So, from what I understand, this hotel has had a lot of opportunity, at least a long amount of time that it's been under the spotlight, and whether the options that were offered were fair or not, they've had options, and if they've not been taken, then what we need to do what's good for the community and for the safety of the community, and if that means closing it down, it means closing it down. I'll also go back to something someone else said, which had to do with working together, and that really is what it's about. And maybe 2 to 4 years into this, maybe it's too late for that, I don't know, but there's an app on your phone. It's called Nextdoor. A lot of us speak on it. I don't think it's impossible for a business to get involved in that. And that would be a great way. To hear from a business owner that's having a problem, get the community involved. If there is something unjust, I don't want an injustice in my neighborhood. But overall, it's really about the safety. So from what we learned at that town hall, that a lot of the burglaries and a lot of the things that are happening and people that get picked up in my neighborhood, there's a direct line tracing them right back to that hotel, and that's why I'm here today, because there seems to be some there seems to be some sort of evidence that there is a correlation. If there is, it needs to stop. However that is, it'd be great if the hotel stayed. I've got parents from Illinois. I'd love for them to stay close to me, but when I asked friends, neighbors, family, hey, what about the Grand Inn? Absolutely not, is what I was told. And if that's permeating through the community, there's something there. Thank you.
Thank you. Number 34, please.
My name is Teresa Trigueros. I work at 25 years in the same place. So here I come in 2003, chief CEO of the motel. Grand Inn, I work at 12 years. Never see the problems. The Harry Pie motel, this change everything. Change everything, no draw, no nothing. This is properly the Harry 2003. I work at 12 years for Harry. 26 years I work same place. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Eglet Nunzi, and I am a long-time resident of here of Fullerton. What we're talking here is a very concerned parents and community. We have incidents that happen in the Nicholas School, and everything going directly to the hotel. We wanted for a long time this hotel to be closed, and this is not the first time that we have this issue. And it's ongoing and ongoing. As a parent, we want the safety of our children. That is nothing like we have against business, but you have to have responsibility, and you are liable for your business. In the same time that as a parents we have our responsibility for our children. If you have a place where people are maybe selling the drugs to our children, what you do? Our schools in the area, most of them people are moving because they don't consider a good school, they don't consider them a good environment. That means it decreased even as a resident, as a homeowner, people that we rent in the area. We want a good safety place for our children to live. That is our right too, and we have to see what is the best for our children. We cannot point just at the police department to be in the same place ongoing all the time. We have problems too, people drinking, they have to be liable. But everybody have a responsibility. As a parent, as a business owner, you have to be responsible for your business. If you see there are drugs problem, and that is ongoing, because this is not just 1 month, this is years that is happening, then you have to think to yourself, what is going on? I need to change something. Maybe street rules, they need to be people to check in, be more strict, put maybe a security, but the community has to see that you're improving for the well-being of all of us, because we are part of one city. In our children's school, we have schools, schools that are close by. We have residents. We all have to feel safe in our own city. And I cannot believe that this is happening many times, and the police is being called, and they have proof nothing has been doing something about it. This is really, really very sad. People is being forced to move to different area. It doesn't solve for the people that cannot move, or they cannot afford another house in a different area. Everybody has the same right, and I believe there has to be justice and equality for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Honorable Mayor, Councilman, good afternoon. My name is Peter Chen. Personally, I've been known Mr. Yin for many years. He's got good personality, outgoing, outspoken, enthusiastic about community services as well as church services. Actually, he got a motel right across from ours in Rosemead. This motel is well kept, well run, and well managed. I think if he can do a good job there, he can do a good job here in Fullerton. Okay, I urge the city council to consider the action against him. By closing down this motel, this action is too harsh, because this represent a lot of like our first immigrant, lifetime saving, lifetime hard working. Okay, let him fix the problem, cooperate with the city, make the business booming again. This will increase the tax revenue for the city. Give him another chance. Give the city another chance. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Do we have any more speakers?
My name is Christine, last name K-U-O, Cole. I've been working this company almost 16 years. If not good, I won't work that long. And I know that Henry is working so hard. We all team members, we working so hard. We try to do the best. Henry always tell us, we need to do the best. And so every 1 hour, we check all the building. And I know the hotel is very difficult to making, like perfect. No one can do perfect. And so we only like bad people, they don't show out the face, tell you that's bad people. Well, I'm the good people. But we only, the management, we just control. So it's not good people, right away, we kill them out. Good people, we let them in. That's we welcome. So if anyone say we are bad, I hope they can welcome to take a look, to come over. Welcome, anytime, any minutes, we welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any additional speakers? What number? Let's have the next 5 queue up here. What number are we on?
I think people have left.
I think there's some people,
Yeah, I heard we had 43, but.
right, yeah, okay, that's fine, let's have the next 5, excuse me, come up. I think we're probably around number 37 or so, 38. Good evening.
Good evening. My name is James Rennick, and I'm here to speak to the community in this direction. I want to congratulate Grand Inn in rallying so much support. My family's been operating as a car dealership in the city since 1952. We've been in the current location since 1963. I've grown up in the business. I don't live in Fullerton, but I went to Fullerton High School. So I'm not a resident of Fullerton, but if there's anybody that could be a resident and could be a neighbor, I am that person. And I represent my family and our 71 employees. As the next door neighbor to the Grand Inn for decades before, is it Mr. G, is that how you say your last name? Has been a cesspool of crime and murder and prostitution and drugs. And all you people that are here that aren't members.
Please don't interrupt, sir.
That aren't members.
Please don't interrupt.
Don't tell me what to say.
Okay. It's good.
We listened to you go 2 minutes over, and now I have a few moments to say something, so show me a little respect. I had no intention of speaking here today. I didn't bring notes, I didn't make anything. I'm so angry with the whitewash that you are being fed. I suggest you do your due diligence and read the police reports, read the fire reports over the last 5, 6, 7 years. It's shocking. And you that are out of town, that are gathering here to support, you own hotels, I don't care about your voice. I care about our community around the dealership. I care about our children from the junior high being solicited for prostitution at the Starbucks across the street. I have an eyewitness. That's the last time I'm going to respond to somebody in the audience. I'm going to tell you straight out, you're a criminal because you allow this to happen. And don't make it sound like you have a blind eye to it, because you know what goes on. I know what goes on in our 71 employees, on our property, every single day. Every car that's stolen, every piece of vandalism that happens, everything. So don't tell me that we're just a nice, innocent operating hotel and all this stuff is happening on the outside in the parking lot. Do your due diligence and find out the truth. That is what I'm leaving you with. You're welcome to call me at the dealership if you want to discuss this or argue it. I'm more than happy to do it. The Grand Inn needs to be closed, not for my personal gain, for the community. And I salute all of you that are against the Grand Inn for coming up here and taking this microphone.
Next speaker, please. Sir, can you please let me know what number you are so I can keep track? 16. Okay. I know we're ahead of that.
Didn't know where we're going.
It's all right. Please go ahead.
My name is Mark Risher. I live in the neighborhood across Euclid, west of Grand Inn. And I also went to the meeting that was held at Nicholas Junior High, and was very surprised to hear of all the things that are apparently going on over there, especially according to this report that was handed out at that time, notice of public nuisance. I no longer have children in the home, but I know a lot of people in the community that do. And I am concerned as well as for the safety of those children and for the safety of all of us who live in the neighborhoods all around the Grand Inn. If these things are true, which I have a hard time believing they are not, and there are many things in here, and nothing has been done, or apparently little, if anything, has been done by the owner or owners of the Grand Inn, or those who run it. I too agree and believe that the Grand Inn should go away, just for the safety of the community and the safety of those children, especially, who live close to the hotel. And all of those youngsters in school that are nearby as well. And I guess that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
My name is Arthur. I leave my work 3 hours earlier to come to this hearing. I'm also a motel owner. Myself, as first generation, I come from China. I think probably Mr. Yin and Mr. Henry, you are first generation. So what I'm going to say is that we come here to spend money, make a loan from bank to create a business, not create a location for people to do prostitution or sell drugs, that kind of bad things. We have association, we have a meeting once in 2 months or 3 months, talking about how to manage motel business, hotel business well. So I think this case, shutdown is not a good solution. City or police department should analyze the population, the whole situation there. Okay, motel, Starbucks coffee, and school, maybe neighborhood. Okay, we cannot just shut down one location to solve the whole problem. Maybe homeless, a lot of people there. City should analyze the whole situation and make a final decision. Of course, as a motel or hotel, we need to find out what's going on, what we should do. Okay, next. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. All right, do we have any more speakers? Please come forward. Okay. Do all three of you have numbers? It's okay. Okay, come on up.
I don't know Mr. Henry much, or I don't know too much about the story, but I don't know why people have to be so mad. This is so negative for the city of Fullerton. We should work together to get everything better. We already have enough negatives. I lived in Hacienda High. We have so many robbery happen, and Granny was not living next to us. So everywhere is a lot of crime going on. We have to work together. Against each other is not solution. It's not a solution for us. So please, everybody work together. I'm sure Henry would like to work with everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
My name is Isaac Apolinar, and I live just west of the Grand Inn. And I attended the meeting in May at Nicholas Junior High along with other people here, and was surprised to hear of all of the concerns, of all the crime that's been attributed to guests at the Grand Inn. I received a letter from Mr. Shea this week, and I took an opportunity to go down to the Grand Inn myself and to talk to him. There is a security guard that has been there just for 2 weeks, and I spoke with him first. He told me he has only been there 2 weeks. That surprised me. I talked to Mr. Shea about that, and I said, if we know all this crime that is happening coming from your hotel, we should have had security there a lot sooner than 2 weeks ago. In my opinion, I think the security guard was there just knowing that this hearing is going to take place, and is kind of just like a something to show everyone that he's doing something, but I don't think you're doing enough. I have an 8-year-old daughter. I bought my home here 5 years